Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. It is a bonus Sarah day. Yay!
Hello.
So, I am here, except for emergencies, I'm here every single day of the year, and I have been for it's the day after Christmas, it'll be 5 years. Yeah. But I'm here all the time. Weekdays, weekends, your birthday, my birthday, holidays, I'm here. So to take your political questions out of the chat, just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers, wrench wielders who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you are so kind. You've been so kind to each other. And my gosh, have you been so kind to me, especially this last week. Wow. And if you're watching on replay, hello. All the questions are in the description box. Miss Sarah will be timestamping as we go.
Yes.
Looking all fabulous and color coordinated over there. And
I'm just trying to keep up with you, lady, because you pretty much set the standard for fabulous and color coordinated years ago. So I'm just trying to live up to your.
Thank you.
Yeah, your legend. Yes.
My legend. Anyway, the questions will be in the description box. You can choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed. Okay, we're going to jump into the questions. We've got a lot of them today. I just want to give just a brief thing up front. The good news is as of last night, I no longer have to take this medication. Thank you, God. Thank you, Divine. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the medicine and the care that protected me and helped me so much. Thank you, Divine. Please bless everyone who has been helping in every way that they have. I am grateful from the top of my head down to the tips of my toes, my entire soul. I am grateful. Thank you. Bless you. All right, and it's good. It's good that I can, because I don't know if anyone here is taken, well, on the bottle it says amox/KClav, but it's a super duper antibiotic, and it wipes out your gut biome. I mean, wipes it out. There are serotonin receptors in your gut. There are all kinds of things in your gut that we don't think about. And so I've just been... Old Service's massive antibiotics are why I'm still here. I'm glad they worked for you. Absolutely. I'm glad. I'm grateful. Like I said, I'm grateful for it. But I couldn't have gone another day. It was bad. My brain just racing. I'm still really, really hot. Yeah. So, but I don't have to take any more. So now I just need to rebuild my biome. I need to get some rest, and I want to get back to singing and dancing here on the live stream. Singing and dancing around and having fun. So, okay. Whew. I'm definitely hitting the probiotics. I have been all along, but I'm definitely now. All right, so
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
I do want to...
and there's no sign of infection. So, okay, that's all.
All right.
So let's do some questions.
Yes. Real quick before we start, I do want to give a quick thank you. I received 2 boxes that there was not a return scan. I don't know who sent them. So if you sent something, I appreciate you. You're amazing. Thank you. I just can't. You feel me. Okay. Anywho. All right. At 4:55. Okay, so there have been some questions about this in the chat and elsewhere. So I figured we're just going to look at it once and for all. Miss Cherry and Wolf Rebel, to start off with. Miss Cherry, excuse me. Will the GOP try to change the ballot this late, removing both Trump and Vance? Per MSNBC, it's not particularly feasible. So, yeah. Would the GOP try to remove Trump and Vance?
You can't even say it's a tumor because it's something you did to yourself.
Yes. Yes. The thing is, though, I mean, look at what we learned with Joe and Harris. The problem is that all the money raised is Trump's. And the RNC is broke.
Because of Trump.
Because of Trump. Like, literally, I don't think they could buy the Post-its or the whiteout to cover his name on the ballots at this point if he leaves. But, yeah. Whew.
Looking at these cards, and I hope I'm right, all I can think is, you are so hosed. The Republican establishment, the Republican dynasty that already existed, they were sitting pretty. They were doing their thing. And those days are gone. The old GOP, it is gone. Democrats doing very well. Thank you. And as far as removing Trump, you can't get there from here. There's no legal path forward for the institute. So, yeah, you can't get there from here. Is what I'm getting. And they did it themselves.
Oh yes, it is a huge cell phone. Kristen in the chat. Yes, Dave, Foo Fighters, and I was talking to Nettie about this earlier in chat. When RFK was at the rally yesterday, he walked out to My Hero. Somebody hit Dave up on Twitter and was like, you okayed this? No. So they're donating all of the funds from that to the Harris campaign, which I find hysterical. So, yes. All right. At 8:30, Kristen at Uncover the News also says, I know we can't replace Trump and Vance, but will Trump try to replace Vance with RFK Jr.? The problem is that in many states, as per that MSNBC article in the last question, the deadlines have passed and early voting starts in a couple weeks. So
yeah, Vance has not exactly been a boon for the ticket.
No.
Then again, he wasn't chosen to be a boon for the ticket. He was chosen because of his links to Peter Thiel. Is that his name?
Yes.
And the venture capitalist guys. That's what Sniffy Jr. and Forgettable and Kushner and all of them want. That's why he's VP. He's been alienating all kinds of voters. Even when given an opportunity to walk some things back, he doesn't take it. And he's not going to change. And we're going into the we're going into the election, and with the institutions and everything set the way it is, he's where he is. And the vice presidential debate is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Walls is gonna. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun. I generally try. I try to avoid debates because they stress me out. But this one, I could find time for this one. All right, at 10:40, Chris Mund and Francis have a question. Now, we looked at Trump having that J6 Awards ceremony thing yesterday.
Thank you, Alan. Alan gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you.
It's so
Thank
sweet.
you. Oh, sorry. January 6th?
Yes. So we know that Trump is having that, or his club is hosting that gala, the awards gala in Bedminster, and he's scheduled to be a speaker. It's actually being put on by these other folks. But anyway, the problem that was brought up in chat, which is a good question that we didn't look at yesterday, in participating in this, he'll be associating with convicted felons, which is against his bail agreement. So is this going to give Judge Merchan or any of the other judges reason to revoke his bail? Oh, please tell me there's a jumpsuit to match the complexion, please.
Don't get your hopes up. He's always given the extra slack that nobody else gets. I mean, he's a convicted felon, and not just like one felony. Not that one felony is good, but it's not like, oh, you committed one felony, 34. But because of who he is, what he's doing, running for office, he gets extra, so he can go out there. I was getting that he shouldn't. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure he will, and he shouldn't. If he does, it's going to be a disaster.
This might be why.
It really helps Harris Wall's ticket.
And
there's going to be outrage. There are dumb things to do, and boy, he's just racking them up.
I really think his campaign song should be "Dumb Ways to Die."
Yes. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
The New Zealand train people put that song out years ago to teach people to be careful at train stations, and it took on. There's games and apps, and I love it. But yes, it's hysterical, and that fits his campaign because he's killing his campaign every day.
Yeah, it really. Yeah. My favorite if you watch it, my favorite one is the little bean he's got two stitches on his lower back on both sides, and some money in his hand. He sold his kidneys. And he's dancing like this. With his rear end out. It's very cute. Anyway. Yeah, dumb ways to die. Yes, that is his new campaign slogan, Sarah. Yes. That is it. Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Nettie says MSNBC showing polls Harris at 270, Dumpy at 219. Yes.
Huh. Very cool.
Yay.
All right. There's some mowing going on outside, so I'll be periodically muting myself so that way I'm not disturbing everybody.
It's a distant murmur. You don't need to worry about it.
Okay. At 15 even, Love Gatos has a question. If or when Trump has a health episode or mental breakdown, will his family and MAGAs blame the Democrats in some way? Yes. I mean, I don't know if the cards agree with me, but I'd put, I'm not a betting woman, and I'd throw some pennies on. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Yay, the astronauts are coming back. About time. Yay. I'm sorry. I'm short attention span theater over here.
You are fabulous. If or when Trump has a health episode or mental breakdown, will his family and the MAGAs blame the Democrats in some way?
Well, everybody's watching him. And he is the patriarch of his family. I don't have any health cards here. Like,
hey,
I don't have cards here of all the various ways you could get someone of his that could there's stress, and he hides a lot of stuff. We know that. In the center, I've got judgment, but that's not having an attack. And there's corruption, but his insides look like the grease trap at a fast food place. So, yeah. And then I've just got a King of Pentacles. So I know there's talk that he could have a huge health episode, and maybe he will, but right now.
Hey, I'll take this.
Right now the cards are saying no. But,
yay.
And I don't want anything to happen to him.
Exactly.
I don't want any, and I don't want any violence, and I don't want him to have a heart attack or stroke or any. Nope. And that's not how politics works. And we're here at the Black and Orange channel. We are very much against that. All of that. We don't wish that on anybody. Matter of fact, what I've gone through over the last couple of days, and it feels like I've been gone for weeks. I literally would not wish on Donald Trump.
Oh, honey buddy.
So
it's because you're a good person.
Thank you. All right. Oh, sorry. And I am just so happy to be here with you.
Well, we're happy to see you. So, all right. Moving on to 1820. Claude has a question. RFK Jr. has dropped out, not surprising, but he endorsed Dumpy, not good. However, knowing that his supporters were not willing to vote for Trump either, how are the RFK Jr. Supporters going to go? How are they going to vote, react, whatnot?
All three of them?
Sure. Well, two if you count. I mean, well, three if you count the worm, but other than that, two.
That's the last time hopefully this is the last time I'll bring it up, because it will just be a distant memory from now on. But I just want to say, part of what from that medication, part of what I had to deal with is constantly racing thoughts and just, doom and gloom. My brain doom scrolling itself and just on, and, can't sleep and super hot and sweating and all this. And the headline popped up that RFK Jr. dropped out. And in the midst of that hell, I went, I mean, I gotta tell you, when you can laugh at somebody's stupidity and the loss of that in those conditions. Yeah, he's
Visualize 17 asked if the worms got a name. I'd say hungry.
You are on a roll today.
Look. You knew I was spicy before we came on today.
I think it's great. Don't change a single solid. Don't change a hair for us if you care for us. Oh,
Thank you,
Giovanna.
Giovanna.
Thank you. Thank you. Question?
The question was, how are RFK Jr.'s supporters who weren't willing to vote for Trump to begin with, how are they going to take all this?
All right, the cards are trying to take this seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this is a new thing of voting. So yes, the voters will obviously have to vote for someone else. Card for the reading. Okay. The institutions. The set up elections, government, the whole thing, the campaigns, what have you. Temperance. All right, he's done. Yeah, he's stepped away. And his voters will go elsewhere or not vote. It's not exactly going the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, which is the miser, lack of, and disappointment, and it's not exactly moving the needle.
Well, I would like to point out that Lady Eva hit the nail on the head, that the cards are trying to take this question seriously, even if we aren't. Oh, goodness.
Ivana
Okay.
says his family said they're ashamed of him. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Carrie is it Carrie Kennedy? I think. She, the blonde one, she did an interview on CNN and she was not happy. Oh, goodness. All right. At 22:25, Fox News was first, this is important, to report about a group of powerful Republicans with decades of service in D.C. who have thrown their collective support behind Harris's presidential campaign. 12 former White House lawyers, including Michael Luttig. Luttig? Yeah.
Luttig?
You know who I'm talking about. Who represented former presidents such as Reagan, H.W. Bush, and W. Their administrations endorsed Harris over Trump, who they dubbed a danger to the nation. Now, again, Fox was first to report on this. Fox also cut the broadcasting of Trump's latest rally short, the one with RFK, and then the commentators proceeded to wonder, why is he still talking? So, is Fox done with Trump?
And yes, Sarah did an excellent job on when I wasn't here. And thank you.
Thank you. Oh, goodness.
I didn't see who that was, but
that was Jean.
Thank you.
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just tell you what I've got.
Okay.
Card for the reading is adding insult to injury. They've had it. They've gone through a lot for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Nine of Wands. They've been beaten up. How many millions of dollars did they have to pay to Dominion? And whatever happened to the Smartmatic thing? I never heard.
I'm not sure. I don't know if there was a settlement or not.
Ratings. I don't know what the ratings currently look like. Is MSNBC doing better. I would
Yes.
imagine they are,
Yes.
which is hurting their bottom line.
Mm.
And it's just a matter that they can't, if they can't support him, then they just have to find other things to talk about. So this is hemmed in and silent in in broadcasting.
Mm.
It's getting harder and harder to stay behind him. Sharon Rice says Smartmatic is still in play. Okay, cool. Good. Go get him.
Right. All right. We are going to, we're going through the questions today. So I'm going to rearrange a couple of things. All right. At 2550. Cherry has a question. Did President Biden plan to step aside a lot sooner than we were aware? The convention appears to be seamless, switching to Harris in 6 weeks with ads and videos. Like they were really on their game. So was there something behind the scenes long before we knew?
All right, this is interesting because we know that it really came to a head after that debate, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there was talk for a while before that because it's the whole grouping of, I mean, there's Trump, the pathetic man, King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So there were multiple instances that made him start thinking about the change.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like he's got a whole lot of Scorpio in his chart. And as we know, both Scorpio and Aquarius, along with Taurus, our Taurus and Leo brethren out there, we're a wee bit stubborn, a little bit fixed in our,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that but I think he is a really good politician. And I think he does play three-dimensional chess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that there were contingency plans. And I think that he made sure, and the reason there was so much talk about him stepping down, and people were like, it could happen today, it could happen this evening, and then days would go by. It's because he was actively going and putting in all of the support so that when he stepped aside, Harris would be absolutely set. So I think that's what happened. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, at 2840, Nuclear Magenta has a question.
Mm-hmm.
When election officials in swing states refuse to certify the election results in order to send the decision to the House of Representatives, will Biden use his presidential immunity to combat this?
You might not need it. I mean, I'll look, but Harris can probably. I mean, she's the one who is. She's is it the president of the House, or
Yeah,
I don't know what the title is.
I think basically what he's asking now, since SCOTUS has given Biden these sweeping, freebies, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, he uses, get out of jail free card. So,
President of the Senate. Oh, okay. Thank you. So it isn't in the House. Oh, all right. Well, Senate only. Thank you. Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
Yes. Giovanna says Biden said when he first ran it would be one term, and yeah, I think he did get stubborn though, and he really does care about the country, and he was trying to read the situation.
Yeah.
Well, and T10, yeah, I think Biden doesn't want to cross any lines. I think that's true. I think he doesn't want to spend the remaining years of his life in courtrooms. He would do it.
Yeah.
If it meant saving the democracy and saving the country, he'd do it. But yeah, he's got all kinds of power. He can ride roughshod back and forth and back and forth. But he's not going to sit by with the death of America, the death of the United States. That's not happening on his watch. No way, no how. And yeah, they're going to try stuff. But he's right there. He is right there. And these people end up over here grumbling. Because he is right there. There's no, in the past, we have suffered from a lack of imagination. And a belief that norms would save us and whatnot. And,
Alrighty.
And he's already said he's not going to pardon Hunter. So yes, M. Packard, and eat all the ice cream he wants. Oh, that's a good life.
That's right. Yes. God bless. All right. Well, speaking of M. Packard, they have a question at 3220. Now I'm going to mess this name up simply because it's hard for me to wrap my tongue around things. But will the Algerian Olympic boxer Imane Khelif win her lawsuits against Musk and Rowling for cyberbullying? I hope so. Lord, I hope so.
What country?
Algeria. But the case is in Paris. Because that's where she was when, yeah.
M. Packard saying no in great big letters. Why?
Because they wanted me to leave this question at the bottom in perpetuity. But I'm spicy today, so.
Yeah, it's all about communication. Really disappointing communication. You know what? There's some hope here. And there's some money. And someone with everything arrayed right there. Would you like to see my collection that I bought with the money? And there's hope. So disappointed, and it was really hurtful and harmful. I don't know. I'll be honest. It isn't. I don't have anything against the French legal system. I'm just saying every country has a different system.
Right.
And they have different laws of what's allowed, what's not, what have you. Oh, thank you. Acadian proud. Thank you. And yes, keep sending love and calming, positive white light to everyone and to the guides to use for the good of the world. Absolutely. Thank you. So what I'm getting here is there's something here that feels like the French courts are going to be surprisingly on her side, which is lovely. Let me see what else I can get, but that's what it feels like. The cards are saying.
Yay.
Yeah, this is not acceptable. This is aggressive law enforcement and then some lovely liberal ideas about decency, and that's what I'm getting.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, we're going to look at some yuckadoos, but I'm here with you. So, at 30.
Vive la France. Sorry. M. Packard just said, Vive la France.
Yes. All right. Raymond has a question. Now, this particular section is called Yuckadoos because all of the questions here there's some funky energy, some yuckadoo energy. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that we're not going to get through all of these. Bestie Bear is putting her foot down because Miss Ma'am over here is still recovering. And while she's still strengthening her energy, I'm not going to dip her into many toxic vats. So I apologize. I'm going to, no. Pam, that's so sweet.
Pam L. gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you, Pam. Thank you.
All right. We're going to get through some of these today and tomorrow. So we're going to get through them. So at 36:30, Raymond has a question. When Jared Slenderman Kushner was in the White House, he was treated for thyroid cancer back in 2019. I was not aware of this. What do the cards tell us about Jared's health and future?
It's hard to tell. I mean, he's a human stock photo.
I mean, evil is apparently a hell of a preservative. So
I swear that man is like a bad smell.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Pam.
He just,
Kushner. Celtic Capricorn. It's a great name.
Lewis, mannequins have thyroids? Apparently. Ronald says, droids have thyroids? I know. I too am shocked.
He has health care the rest of us could only dream of.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike Trump, he doesn't pretend. He doesn't think that we have a limited number of heartbeats during a lifetime. You can't even beat him with a metaphorically beat him with a logic stick. I mean, there's no point.
No. Mm-mm.
Yes, Amy Jones. Sarah won the internet today. Yes. He has health care. He has big health care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, card for the reading. That's him. That's his energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's worse than you think. Seriously.
Ew.
But he has health care. Big, shiny health care. And I'm being drawn actually to the flames, like this and here, and yeah. Adding insult to injury, that can be like surgery for to remove something.
Yes, he had half of his thyroid surgically removed.
Queen of Wands, Six of Swords. There's nothing. There's no doom here, which is good for the sake of his kids.
Yeah.
He is that bad. However bad you think he is, I get the feeling he's worse. Then again, somebody who would go all around the world saying that they're going to control and change U.S. policies unless somebody saves him from a stupid that 666 Fifth Avenue disaster of his own making.
Yeah. Mm. Whew. Okay. Now, this next one, still yucky energy, but somewhat amusing. So, at 40 minutes even, Rhonda Cox had a question. What is really going on with Mr. Pillow, Mike Lindell? Why is he arguing lies with a 12-year-old? Okay, so let me back up for a second. Lindell was all over whatever cretin channels he could get on, talking about how he was going to infiltrate the DNC to expose them. Okay, he was going incognito. So he shaved the caterpillar off his face and put on a baseball cap and was like, being Mr.
Dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun.
Yeah, I mean, oof. Well, being Lindell, he couldn't just walk in and quietly infiltrate something. He ended up getting in a verbal sparring match with a child reporter, a 12-year-old African-American child, of whom Lindell towered over and got down and was screaming in this child's face about how they found votes just that morning. Georgia found 200 and some odd thousand votes. And the kid in question was like, okay, where are your sources? Well, I've got to, and he's just screaming and screaming. And the kid goes, so your source was, trust me, bro. That's it. Okay, cool. We're done here. So your source is, trust me, bro. Okay. Whoo. Yeah. So, what is Lindell? What the heck is going on with him? This is low even for him to scream in a child's face.
Hang on. I'm trying to find his energy. I had to look around for it and get a mental image of him, almost like a cartoon character, a man. If you ever cartoons of a man and he's hunched forward like this and he's thinking and he's talking to himself but he's walking in a circle, just
Mm-hmm.
And he's wrapped up in his own head. I feel like his energy's there, but it's I don't expect him to notice me, but of course, but it's just he's in Lindell world. He's in Lindell land. There is it does not touch upon
any
other
planes of reality.
No.
Yeah. Mm.
All I just saw was M. Packard say no insult to rocks, and I know exactly what you said, and I agree with it. Because I'm guessing I know exactly what you said, and I'm agreeing with it. Lindell. Did he ever sort out that legal mess where they took his phone and the?
I don't think so. At the Hardys. Man, no, not to my knowledge. I mean, trust me, I love Hardys, but that's some that's some redneckery right there. And the FBI busts you in the Hardys lobby. That's like a step above Waffle House. I mean, it really is.
Step above?
In the redneckery.
Okay.
Thing. Yeah,
Sorry, I was moving this ice pack on my back.
And granted, I love Waffle House more, but I mean, you expect to get raided when you're at Waffle House. It's just
you could get raided. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's better. Okay. Don Quixote.
Hmm.
And in his mind, he's waiting for his ship to come in because, of course, we know he's financially just falling apart.
Mm.
And he was there at this convention, and the energy of the convention is just overwhelming. And this isn't even him. I mean, he's like, maybe, he would be like this big. The energy around that convention was so massive. And then Don Quixote thinks he can go up against these two major arcana together.
Mm.
And that somehow that will get him into people's good graces. I honestly, he is not
Mm-mm.
well, and he is not. He's not in reality. I actually have to wonder if something has actually kind of broken in his head.
Excessive drug use will do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it just will. And how is that man waiting for his ship to come in when he blew up the harbor?
There you go.
So, all right. Well, we're going to, the rest of those Yuckadoo questions are going to wait until tomorrow because, again, Bestie Bear hath spoken. So, we're going to wrap up today with, thank you. At 46:40, we've got a question. This will take a second.
Sure.
So, Love Gatos has a question. It's interesting. Do doctors and medical researchers with psychic abilities have an advantage when treating and finding cures to many diseases? Or is there a certain limitation to what spirit will allow?
Oh, question for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're two separate questions as well. Do scientists or medical researchers or whatever, do they have an advantage? Everything. Or does there, and is there a limit to what spirit will allow as far as knowledge or breakthroughs or what have you? What I'm getting is the muses.
Okay.
Now, I know that traditionally I was always disappointed because in ancient Greece, they didn't write novels.
Right.
So while if you look at the muses, there are muses of poetry and, all of the music, all these different things. There isn't one of like long form writing. But the muses are to some extent, if you go and listen to a lot of mediums, and
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of you do on other channels and stuff, they talk a lot about sorry, what's wrong with Cash? Wait, Mr. Dill, thank you for the donation. Thank you. Can we please send out positive thoughts and vibes for Cash Peters? What's wrong? I can feel that Russia has their empaths attacking his energies because he's so accurate in what he does. Thank you. Oh, always good energy for Cash. We love him around here.
Yes.
We just think he's the bee's knees.
Yes.
So okay. Whew, scared me for a minute. The muses.
Yes.
When you are writing a novel, and Sarah knows this, or doing, I'm sure, lots of other work, you'll have ideas come to you and you don't know where they came from.
Nope. Not at all.
And if somebody wants to say it's just your subconscious, I guess. If they want to say it's, doesn't have a spiritual basis, okay, I'm not here to convince anybody differently. But we are all spirits, temporarily in these physical bodies. And we are all connected, and we all have the fire. In this kind of time, it's good. We all have the fire of spirit inside of us. We all have the energy of the divine. I believe our souls every one of us, their souls are little tiny pieces of the divine. Little tiny pieces. And that is why everyone is precious. So if, scientists, they get their credentials, they're doing their thing, they're working hard. They do a lot of work to try to get, if they're professors, tenure, or try to get, more funding and better equipment and all of this stuff. And they can be very much inspired. And it is very much a fight of good against evil in the background. I mean, there are people down here doing what they can do, but it's good and evil. And it's just on a really, really tiny scale. Teeny tiny. And I got the justice card at the end, which has to do with, if it's not legal, it has to do with balance, cosmic balance. So the card in the middle, which is usually the most important one, it speaks of this fire of inspiration, this fire of, and you don't have to be a full-blown psychic to have that fire of inspiration. But there's a reason why forever people have talked about poets and bards and all of this as having some kind of being in touch with the divine in some way. So as far as, is there a limit? Like, they're not inspiring the answers to this or that because there are limits. On a personal note, there's some writing I've done, and the overall arching part of, message of this story, which you've not seen yet, but it basically comes down to there's too much suffering in the world. And there is. And we come down here and we fight what we can, and we try to find good where we can and work together. And there's the plan. Good and bad. Steps back, steps forward. Finding good amongst the negative. Getting up from the ground and fighting on. There is a bigger plan. Some of it is the energies that are available to us. I do believe, I know it sounds a little weird, but I do believe there is some astrological stuff involved as well. Because every time there's some of the outer planets move, there's certain things that are revealed or that change related to that sign that moves us in different directions. But yeah, I am absolutely team. There should not be this much suffering in the world, period. So that's my opinion.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us for today.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
You guys are so awesome. Y'all have been, once again, I'm gonna try to do this time without boo-hooing. But thank y'all for being as kind as you have been to my bestie over here. Because Miss Ma'am comes on here every day, and she goes into funky energies, and she sends out healing energy, and she does all kinds of stuff. And I don't think you realize, ma'am, how much of a blessing you are to people.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
And you're a special person. You do a lot of good. You bring people a lot of joy. And you being hurt, there was a disturbance in the force, and I did not like it. So, and you guys being as sweet as you have been to her after all of that has just, yeah, thank you. Absolutely, thank you.
Emma's asking, do your cats understand that mommy's not feeling well? Their energy is really easy to find. Right there.
I know Bailey's been even more demonstrative than normal.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot.
Well, I'm their person.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Alfie goes, he's got it pretty good. He's got it pretty good here. And it's certainly better than what's earlier in his life. And this whole fiasco that happened, I think he's aware of what he did. And I think we're trying to work it out, kind of thing, as far as like I brush him every day, sometimes multiple times. Bailey doesn't like being brushed, but Alfie loves being brushed. And so in the utility room, he gets up on the counter or the washing machine or dryer or whatever, and I have his brush right there, and I brush him. I tell him how good he is. And then if he gets overstimulated, sometimes he'll go, like, just with that kind of force, with my hand like way over here, just like stop. And he did that. Like yesterday or something, he went, and then you could see him go. Poor little Al. Thank you, Mr. Dill. Thank you. But he's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And then Bailey, does not like to see, because he's very completely attuned to me. And this was a big change. And he's just, right now he's sleeping over here, but he's just waiting for me to go, oh my gosh, this is, okay, I can't get into this, I'm going to start crying. This was him waiting for me to come home from the ER. Okay, we're done. They're good. We're good. All's good. Thank you.
But it all worked out. And everybody's going on their way to recovery, and everything will be fine. And Squirrelvis has left the building. And you guys are awesome for all your support. Yes. So.
Yes. All right. Take care. Yes. You're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. Yes. All right. So hang in there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel. Yes. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.